What's up? What's up, YouTube? How y'all doing? Hey, check this out, man. Before we begin, shout out to my main man, Storm. I just got off the phone with Storm. Real cool brother. Radio station, Storm Radio FM. Go check him out. Old school go-go. Shout out to my peoples and everything. Shout out to Maggie. Shout out to Jaguar. Shout out to everybody, man, that I spoke to. Check this out. I feel like I'm on house arrest, man, because I got jury duty, y'all. That means I can't go nowhere. I gotta call in every the day is Monday, so we called in, didn't have to do nothing. But it's a whole week you gotta call in. They might need you. Most of the time they don't. My neighbor's like, oh man, I had to do it 3 or 4 times. And I called in every day. They never used me, so that was it. I'm hoping that happened to me. So, but I can't go too far. I'm ready to do some traveling. But check this out, man. Let's get into this video. Hey, Suge Knight gives shocking interview. Talks Biggie, Eazy, Eazy-E death. A call out Snoop Dogg, 𝗟𝗜𝗡𝗞𝗦, and more. Give my man a thumbs up. This is the Art of Dialogue. Real good brother. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell, man. Let's just get into this video. Let's check it out, man. Disclaimer. Here we go. Feeling a little.
All right, we got Suge Knight back on the platform.
Here we
go. So, Suge, I want to ask you. It's a lot of stuff I got to ask you. Tyron Turner, I had him on the platform.
Who is Tyron Turner?
He was in Minister Society. He played the main character, King.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, so about a year or two ago, I had him on the platform, and he spoke about a misunderstanding you and him had, and how Jay Prince, he had to intervene and squash everything between both of y'all. You know anything about that?
Well, I don't know nothing about that situation, but I do know Tyron. And one thing about Tyron, it's sort of sad how they did Tyron. Tyron is a case that he should, when you look up the dictionary of a young actor getting taken advantage of, it should be his face. You know, he played in that one movie, and everybody knew it.
Dang.
And, Tyron was known as the brother, you know. Everybody knew that he messed with this guy named Ray, this big fat guy, who was a gay guy, big queen. Everybody knew that him and Dalvin from Josie was lovers and all that type of stuff. You see them out kissing. And everybody also was the punchline that Tyron's Jamie Foxx bitch. And everybody knew it. I mean, Tyron had a little place at Jamie's house. Jamie gave him like an old Bentley or something, a real old Bentley to drive, and the story was...
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
They used to call Tyron Big Lips, Dick Sucking Tyron. You know, and it never was my business because I'm not a part of that world, nor it had nothing to do with me. Tyron known in Hollywood as Jamie's bitch, you know, getting fucked by Jamie and sucking Jamie's dick. But I didn't see him a couple of times. I knew that Tyron and Andre was really, really close. And when he was messing with Andre, well, I don't want to keep putting Andre business out there, but Tyron and Andre was having an affair. Fucking, whatever you want to call it. He was also close with Micheline. And I remember one time I said, hey, don't let everybody in you guys' business like that or know what's going on because that looks bad for business. If, you know, he getting hit by Andre and he having, you know, what he be doing with Micheline, so that's a bad look. Before is, everybody knows. Tyron's always one penis sucking away from a road that he never gets.
Wow.
Before it's me and him ever getting into it. That's like laughable. Anybody that know me that I'm damn sure ain't gonna pick on a little dude. I'm damn sure not gonna bully a guy who's half woman, half man. And Jay Prince, we go back, and Jay Prince, no, trust that. Jay Prince don't have no say-so over me. Jay Prince walk on eggshells when he's in the West Coast. And who don't? You know? We got one of the most wildest cities there is.
He said, who don't?
We are our worst enemy. Pretty much everybody out here is really about that life, about their shit. But I don't know where it's going with it. I mean, I don't know why sometimes people look for attention. Tyron just probably need a hug. Tyron, just don't let them hug you from the back. You know? Everybody know it. Even the bitches know it. They be like, Tyron be trying to fuck with him. We know what he do. He do the same thing we do. Dick in his mouth. And it's like I said, I don't want to be trying to bully no little dude who's been through rough times and still going through rough times. You know, Tyron one of those dudes that if he comes speak to you before you even have one conversation with him, he smelled like he broke, like he ain't had a shower, or he had, you know, like he house to house. But, you know, we got to do better than this, you know. Tyron needs some help. He probably need more than prayer. He probably need a bodyguard to keep those dudes in Hollywood off of him. You can go to a club, you can go to an event. It wasn't nothing surprising to see Tyron on his knees trying to get a roll or trying to get a dollar. You know? Tyron, I guess Tyron probably been sex trafficking a lot. He ain't the pimp, he the hoe. But you know, Tyron, it's all right, man. They ain't give you no great roles. Play something you meant to play. Play what you've been through. Come out. Hang with Ray J. Y'all about the same height.
Oh, my God.
Something else, man. You know, I feel bad for Daz. I really know Daz. Daz is like damaged goods. Daz is the guy who, if he was a dog, Daz was one of those dogs, like a rescue dog, that be in the dog pound, the real dog pound, not the group. The real dog pound with dog mange and hair all cooked, messed all up, barely can walk. He's a rescue dog. Daz had a long journey. I looked at Daz like one of my folks. Daz is the guy who, if he was a dog, Dad was one of those dogs, like a rescue dog, that be in the dog pound, the real dog pound, not the group. The real dog pound with dog mange and hair all cooked, messed all up, barely can walk. He's a rescue dog. Daz had a long journey. I looked at Daz like one of my projects of a kid who was lost. And Daz lived in foster homes. I don't think nobody really wanted Daz because he went from Daz went from this foster home to that foster home. And when I met Daz wasn't a producer. He wasn't a rapper. But I gave him an opportunity. He did well with that opportunity. Dad did great things for Death Row and myself. And I used to be the guy that they would call when Dad's trying to kill himself. I would show up sometimes and be like, he's about to do it, he's about to do it. And I'd go talk him out of it. Give me the gun, Daz. Give me the pills, Daz.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Don't cut your wrists, that type of stuff. And sometimes I would show up and anybody know I'm telling the truth. Daz would shave his eyebrows off. He ought to help his face off. And he'd be sit there sobbing and sobbing and sobbing. And it's sad. Daz used to remind me of a battered woman. Something went wrong in those foster homes. I don't know. I can't say somebody got his little chicks big, but it's a problem there.
It's a big problem, man.
It's about taking accountability. I'm Suge Knight. And I do feel what I did to Daz is wrong. Because I did great things with Daz, give him vans, give him cars, never charged him. All those guys, if they needed to buy weed or whatever, I buy them a pound. Here's theirs, right? But what I did wrong, and I owe Daz apology, I probably destroyed his confidence. Every time Daz fall in love with a bitch, he bring her by, his bitch become my bitch.
Wow.
His wife become mine. And he would have to ask me, call me, and ask Simon, could he give his wife permission to be nice to him, or then they have to bribe her and beg her and say, I'll check you out later on. Let's give Dad some pussy. And it still was a hard thing to do. Before Dad's been a tough guy, Dad's never been a gang member. I don't think Dad's ever went to jail. I don't think Dad's ever committed a crime. I never even seen Daz have a fight. Only person I ever seen Daz beat up is himself.
Wow.
You know?
That's crazy.
Daz is not a fighter. Daz is not a tough guy. Shit. My little homie, my little bro, Tupac spit in Daz's face 3 times. We in Cabo, St. Lucas. I'm going to Cabo before Cabo was even popular. It's keeping my yacht over there. We shooting a video over there, and it's a situation where I'm never going to say this, but I got the deep secret about this, but I got too much love for Corrupt to ever speak on this. So it's a situation that I got Corrupt out of. Pac, me and Pac was inseparable. If I'm somewhere, he there. And if I'm talking about something, he know the conversation. So when I fixed that situation, I wasn't happy about fixing that situation. But it's still Corrupt. Not just an artist. Corrupt is a nephew from Philly. Somebody that I have all the love in the world for. So when we get to Cabo, it's time for Pac to step up and handle his business. So Pac take his little last shot of Hennessy, throw the Hennessy glass down. It's all right, Corrupt. The time is now. I'm going to beat your motherfucking ass. We're going to do it. Corrupt like, no, Pac, Corrupt didn't want to do it. They leaned on Nate. Nate Dogg was a good dude. Dogg was slow. Nate Dogg wasn't the smartest guy in the world. You know, Nate Dogg was a little slow. But Nate Dogg was honest. Nate Dogg was like, speaking of Nate Dogg, I like Nate Dogg. God bless the dead.
Rest in peace to Nate Dogg.
Anyway.
Great singer on
Nate
all
Dogg,
the hooks.
Nate Dogg said, man, I'm not going to get beat up behind Corrupt or the dog or anything else.
Facts.
I ain't going against the mob. And Nate Dogg, get on him. He break on him. Like, run. Literally run. So now, Daz tried to speak up. Daz tried to talk to Pac. Anybody that know Pac, I ain't talking about these guys who never met Pac and never been around Death Row or was real Death Row. Pac gonna go from 1 to 10 ASAP. Especially if I'm there. He's gonna do that anyway without me. But me being there, it's on. He spit in Dad's face once, not twice, but 3 times. Blew up. The Dad say something. Man, why are you doing this? Blew up because you want to get down? No, man, I don't want you to beat up Corrupt. And people can change the story. I have nothing, it does nothing for me to lie. But it's facts. It's nothing better than standing on the truth. If we trying to help each other in the culture of hip-hop, the path of our people, we got to stand on the truth. And when Pac spit on Daz 3 times, Daz turned it down, I never have nothing bad to say about Daz. Daz used to need me to take showers. We took the bribe Daz. I give you some money, shower up. So Daz is not that type of person. Then I know when people said Daz said he had a fight with me. Come on, man. I'm not proud of it. Look at my record. Look at my path. Look at my journey. Look at Daz's path. Look at Daz's journey. Daz, if you're not gonna fight over your wife, if you can walk up in a car you bought and your bitch sucking on the real nigga's dick, and the only thing you can do is cry, I don't feel bad to pick on you, Dad. One of the most powerful things in the world is the pussy. Even in prison. Everybody in here is in here behind the woman's vagina. And the reason why I say that, if somebody was selling drugs, they were selling drugs to get money to get the pussy. If somebody was being a tough gang member and being a bully, you're trying to get a reputation to get the pussy. If you use rapping, sports, whatever you're doing, it ultimately comes back that you want to have sex with a bad motherfucking woman. You want that bitch. So it's also behind that. So, Daz, if you don't fight and stand up the respect for your own bitch, your own pussy, what would you fight for? Daz, snap out of it. You can't always be Snoop's groupie. One day y'all cool, one day y'all hate each other. But at the same time, Daz, have you ever forgot every time I see you, I hand you a mint or a stick of gum? Because your breath always smelled like shit. Because you didn't even brush your teeth.
Damn.
But it ain't his fault. So I don't want to feel like I'm bullying Daz or picking on Daz. Because Daz has lived in my neighborhood, other people's neighborhood. Daz has lived everywhere. Daz like a homeless person that need a hug. So, y'all pray for Daz. Give little Chubby a hug. I apologize to you, Daz. I was wrong for breaking your spirits of every girl you fell in love with. All your dream girls, they ended up in my bed or in my car or my dick in their mouth. Sorry. This the thing.
Man, Suge giving it to you straight with no chasers, man. That's crazy, man. This is Suge. I'm hoping that you want to change. That's all I'm gonna say.
There's been times that Daz had walked in and his baby mamas or whoever, their voice is sounding higher than Michelet's voice, if you get what I'm saying, because they got a mouth.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
And you know what Daz do? I feel bad. Daz apologized to me for having my dick in his bitch mouth and said he should have not. My bad for walking in and not knocking. And you see, I'm not going to stop getting my motherfucking head until I bust. So Daz had two choices. Bow that shit down, walk out gracefully with his head down. Instead of me busting in that bitch mouth, I'll be busting on his ass. But I was wrong at that time. My attitude was wrong. The way I think when I'm in my 20s is not the way I think when I'm damn near 60. But, you know, somebody got to be the older one and take responsibilities.
Facts. That's facts.
And I'm taking responsibilities. I was out of line for breaking that motherfucking spirit like that. Maybe Dad can become an Indian and find his spirit.
How you feel about RBX? I never heard you speak on him before, man. I know me and him, we did an interview about 2 or 3 years ago, and he spoke on you. And he told a story about how you and him, y'all were always butt heads. Y'all almost got in a fight over some chicken. But from your point of view, how you feel about RBX?
RBX went to college with me. I ain't never seen him in school, but he was on the football team with me. He was a rebel. And, you know, we really don't like talking about other team players on the team, especially me. I figured I was the captain of the team, and that was my team. And he never played. Like, we had home games. He wore regular street clothes. And we had a game on the road. He didn't make a traveling squad. And he was always trying to rap. He used to call himself Mellow E, because everybody knew he was soft.
Damn.
Soft as fuck. He didn't gang bang. He never had a fight. Well, I take that back. one of my little homies had some words with him, so I grabbed my little homie and told him to get on him, you know? And back in those days, this was in the 80s, obvious, and I told him to batarram him. There was a song called Batarram, the police would do and knock through the houses for the drug dealers, right? I said, man, batarram that old, you know, soft-ass nigga. So my little homie, guy named Sean Campbell, I call him Moose, busted me in the snot box. I think he broke his nose. RBX, which is Eric, he didn't want to fight him then. He didn't want to fight him later. He still ain't going to fight him. So he always been an old marshmallow, you know? But for as him as a rapper, when he came to the studio, he said Snoop was Israeli, you know? And they was talking about RBX. I'm talking about soft-ass Eric. They were like, yeah, Mellow E. And he started laughing, right? So I looked out for him and put him on the chronic. Once a rebel, always a rebel. So, for as me owing money or paying him, I ain't owed him $1. I did him a favor by putting him on the chronic. If anybody owed him anything, if he wrote for somebody in his participation on something, that would come out Andre's part. But nevertheless, the reason why he's an idiot, he could have wrote that way. If he'd have stuck around, he'd have been on Doggy Style, Dog Pound, All Eyes on Me, everything Pac did. That's how we did it at Death Row. One for one, one for all. The person he should be mad at, Snoopy, your family, why he didn't put you on no projects. I don't remember you being on any of his projects or any of Andre projects, and no one else. RBX was a crackhead. Always been a crackhead. Probably still a crackhead. But, you know, he was an unkept little boy, basically. On the team, everybody always, he didn't shower. He always looked broke, talked broke. When he talked, we should give him food because every time he talked, his breath smelled like he was hungry. You know, a hungry person, breath stinks. So RBX always had funky breath. Other than that, don't blame me and use me. Show us what you've been doing. Are you married? Have you ever had a bad bitch? You didn't have nothing in college. Are you accomplishing something? I hope you're saying no to drugs. And you know the real. You did hang out with Andre. Was you catch him? Who knows? But the chicken incident, since you brought it up, I do remember that. My thing is, don't nobody touch nobody else's food. Don't you grab something that belongs to you. He know he didn't want to run it. He know your own family was in water eyes begging not to get on you and do some business to you. You know, I know the truth. When we was in practice, you was a scout team player. Scout team player means that you put the jersey on and pretend to be the other team. So we get to punish you much as we want to. And the coach don't do nothing but cheer. But one day, before he dies, I hope he get it right.
Practice
I don't
squad.
got nothing bad to say about him. I know it's probably a real bad feeling to always be almost naked. Almost be the guy. You always been a backup his whole life.
Wow.
Never got on the foot. Matter of fact, when we come off the field in the game, RBX would go hand you some water. He was a water boy, basically.
Damn.
So always been the backup, always been unknown, versus a person always been the leader, the furious leader. I can understand. It's frustration. But jealousy will get you nowhere. I mean, you probably can do. You probably can rap better than me because I'm not a rapper. So you probably can say slick stuff. But I always looked at him in one way. Looked like he was rode hard and put to bed wet. He always had a rough life. Bless RBX. Mellow E. Whatever.
Damn, man. I know RBX a big dude, man. So he wasn't getting no kind of playing time?
I mean, he never got on the field. He was garbage.
Damn.
Everybody should call him trash can. Nasty as a motherfucker. Hey, trash can. They call him trash can because he was nasty. I mean, I ain't seen him in a long time. He had yellow teeth and messed up, looked thin. Show him now. You know. But, you know, we can get past that. Look here, Eric. Man, you passed the halfway mark. Life is coming to the end. Do something. Do something positive for yourself. Go get signed to the make-believe Death Row. If you weren't good enough to get signed to the real Death Row, and you're not good enough to sign to make-believe the fake Death Row, that means you shouldn't be rapping. Sometimes you got to know when to pack it up.
Wow.
Join a circus.
Facts.
You know, it's the way we all can do better. Who knows? But at the same time, seems like RB caught up in the same shit. Same old circus, different clown.
Eazy-E. And if you don't want to speak on it, you don't have to, but the run-in you and Eazy-E had where you made him sign over with Dr. Dre, if you can you give me the backstory? Because over the years, so many people spoke on it, but I never heard you speak on it. So if you don't mind, can you break that down for me?
What really happened is this. First of all, I didn't go nowhere. So there was a guy named Dick Griffey. We was really, really close, you know. And as us being close, it was, I learned a lot from Dick. And one day it started off with me want to learn more and get these guys off their contract, off their slave contract. And went from there to me wanting to help against Jerry Heller. Eazy came to me. He met me at Galaxy Studio, which was Dick Griffey Studio. And I wanted to have a conversation with Eric and give him an opportunity that we can work together, or legally I can get Andre out of his contract, the DOC out of his contract, Miss Leia out of her contract, my brother-in-law out their contract, Paul Borcoloni out their contract, Hutch as a producer, Love as a producer, Andre as a producer, and the DOC as a writer. And I wanted to do it the gentleman way. Andre wanted Eazy dead. When he first said it, I thought it was a joke. I know he ain't built like that. You're talking about a guy who's scared to deal with a guy who viciously beat up his brother, stumped him out, kicked his head on the curb, and killed him. So, the more I laughed as a joke, the more serious I thought he was. I knew one thing. Me and Eazy had to meet to have a real business conversation to negotiate these demands of making it better for everyone. I know that way before I started Death Row, I've always been a man that people might not have been that quickly to have a one-on-one with. So in a way, I needed Andre to make the call. I needed myself to be there. They had a conversation. So Andre told me like this: I want Eazy dead. I want to hear it. I want pictures. I want all this crazy shit. He was acting like he was a battered woman. You know, I took thought into consideration and let him finish talking, but I didn't have nothing against Eric to want to see Eric lose his life. Andre made the call to Eazy. He said, look, man, I ain't going to be dealing with Suge no more. I'm going to come back and let's deal with you. And I don't want to leave Ruthless. I'm happy to where everything is. You my boy.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I want you to be on this song, on this album I'm working on. I want you to do a couple of songs. And I heard Eazy say, well, who all going to be there? He said, man, I'm in the studio by myself. Nobody even know I'm working. Just come to the studio, Galaxy Studio in Cahuenga. Tell security you're coming to see me. They're going to let you up. I'm the only one in the studio. That's why I want to knock these 2 songs out with you. Eric told him he on his way. When Andre found out Eric on his way, he immediately left, smiling, laughing, and rushing the fuck out of there. So, I'm in the studio. You know anything about a studio? It's not a bright setting. The studio is more like a dark, relaxing setting. It might even be candles burning, you know? So it's supposed to be comfortable, but it can be an eerie feeling too, you know? So when Eric pulls up, the security already knew once he said his name. Who don't know Eazy, let him on up. Eazy comes in. He comes to the studio. While he coming to the studio, the thing is this. I'm in the studio. Eric walks in. He was surprised. I stood up to shake Eric's hand. He would probably feel it's intimidating because what? Eazy is like 5'2" and 5'3", and I'm 6'3". Eazy probably weighed, you know, Eazy was a little chubby. Eazy probably weighed whatever he weighed, and I'm way over 300 pounds. But I didn't have to intimidate Eric. I had a real conversation with Eazy. I said, look, man, this is a situation. All these groups is on Ruthless. Legally, I'm going to get them out their contract because of all the violations that Jerry did and Ruthless did, and you allowed to happen. I said, I got at you as a man to man, one black man to the other, and say, you can keep Ruthless. I'm going to have Death Row. We can combine them together. You told me, you talked to your people, and they said if Jerry's stealing 75 cents out of $1, he should get in a quarter. And I thought that was some stupid-ass shit not to trust me. So as I'm talking to him, I said, look.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
These are the options we have. He said, well, he wanted to know where Andre was at. I said, you don't want to involve Andre. That motherfucker wants you dead. He was like, nah. When he didn't have no money, I was taking care of him, paying his rent. I bought the equipment. I paid for the studio times. Without me, it wouldn't be no him. It's all right. I'm going to call him on the phone, and you listen. I'm going to put him on speaker. So I called Andre. He answered. The first thing he said, is that motherfucker dead yet? And I did my lip like to tell Eric to don't say nothing. He said, "He's dead yet?" I said, "Well, shit, he's pulling up." He said, "Look, he wanted me to beat the shit out of him, shoot him in the head,
That's crazy.
and shoot him in his eye." Oh, then he said, "Shoot him in his mouth," and started laughing. I didn't think that old pussy-ass nigga had no nuts like that. So, as Eric listening of all this, you know me, I'm known to keep shit going. I said, "You don't think his mother gonna feel bad enough that he dead, that if I shoot him in his eye and shoot him in his mouth and his face, they're gonna have to have a closed casket funeral?" He's like, "Shit, you can go kill that bitch too. You know she stay right on Compton."
Damn, man, that's messed up.
So I said, "I get back at you. I never in my life seen a grown man look so motherfucking sad." Eric tried to hold back the tears. One tear rolled down, saying like it took an hour to roll down his face. Put a little on it, but that's how it felt to me. Like it was a slow motion tear. He said, "Man, all what I've done for him. If it weren't for me, he wouldn't have nothing. He wouldn't be nothing. He want me dead. And my mama?"
God,
Tears
dog.
slowed down. Even if I was going to whoop Eric's ass, everything was out the window. I never in my life seen a grown man look so motherfucking sad. I told Eric like this: "Your secret's safe with me. You don't gotta be embarrassed. I'm not gonna touch you." But I told Eric it's this: I'm a real businessman. Anything I'm talking about is not illegal. We can fight it out in court, and we can take care of this now. He chose to take care of it then. He signed the paperwork. I'd ask Eric, let me see.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Damn.
I want to make sure that his signature matches. I made copies of his driver's license along with the signature, and we went from there. I never forgot that. I never forgot that all the great things that Eric did for Eazy, all the great things that Eazy did for Andre meant nothing to him. He wanted his man brutally dead, and he wanted his mother dead. So there was a part of me pounding on my chest like King Kong. I accomplished something amazing. There's a part of me felt that I was doing the devil's work. Didn't know Eric the way I did. And the other part of me justified it, saying I didn't whoop Eazy ass. I didn't kill Eric. I didn't let nothing happen to him. And I saved his mother. Because if Andre would have told the wrong person, Eazy would have been a dead motherfucker at that point, and his mother probably had her head blew off. So, me being young and looking for a way to justify things, in my young, stupid ass, crazy ass mind, I felt like I was a hero. I saved Eazy's life, and I saved his mother's life. But things come around full circle. Because, for a fact, Andre gave people money and a check to kill me.
Dang.
God gave me the ability and always protect me.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Coming to prison, I did not lose my faith in God or my happiness. Staying in prison, it actually hurts my children, my family. He killed my mother, and my father was 86 waiting on me. And the one I'm in love with, I can't hold her. Can't be there for her. Or no one else. So at some point, we all lose. And we can take this as a loss that we don't make better. Or we can stand up and turn this wrong into a right the best we can. Certain people we can't bring back. We can make sure it don't happen.
When you made the comments on Jimmy Kimmel, right, about, Eazy-E getting injected with AIDS, did you really believe that, or you were just saying that for attention?
Well, I'm not saying it's true. It's not true. I ain't gonna never say I didn't get this far in life by being stupid. So you got to be careful with certain questions. I ain't gonna incriminate myself. One thing you got to realize is this. Magic Johnson.
Here we go.
Get AIDS. And Magic's still alive. It's not other people got AIDS. I ain't never in my life seen a motherfucker look healthy, didn't have no signs of being sick and having AIDS, and the minute he go to the doctor, they submit him to the doctor, and he died that fast. You got to look at it like this. Jerry told Eazy he should go to the doctor just for a checkup, physical. You didn't have one. They take Eazy to the doctor. They give him a physical. They say they think something wrong with him. He in the hospital, stuck. Next thing you know, Eric got a shot. They're supposed to make him feel better. Just in case, it wasn't a shot to make him feel better. It supposed to be a shot like a B12 or something. Something simple. Next thing you know, they say Eric got AIDS. Next thing you know, he's a dead motherfucker. Before he becomes dead, Tamika goes and visits me at the hospital. I knew that Eric loved Tracy. That's my homegirl. They had a daughter together. I knew that Eric loved Joyce. That was his ride or die bitch. I knew that Tamika worked for the most grimiest sellout Uncle Tom niggas in the world. 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦. People praise 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦. 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦 was a house nigga that messed over niggas. So they allowed Tamika to go up there, and she married Eazy when he had no knowledge that he didn't get married. And he dead, dies, over. And if you think that man was assassinated, you're stupid. Stupid. So he was definitely injected with AIDS. And people say, oh, the conspiracy theory is not true. I'm not here to convince you to be true. I'm in the old school, say less, do best. But how is it, if you do your due diligence, no one ever found out they got AIDS one day when they're perfectly healthy, the next thing you know they did. You see a lot of people in prison with AIDS. I've seen people with AIDS in the 90s in prison, in the 2000s in prison, even now, even before they got that new drug that helps, and they still living. Shit. Most of Hollywood and in the entertainment circle, they got AIDS or some type of sexual disease. Ask Puffy.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
But there's no way around it. Can't no lie hide the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Not only did they kill Eazy, they took everything from Eazy. I did a deal with Eric. Me and Eric were still doing deals together, chopping up bread together. That he won't get $1 off of death row, and he won't get $1 from me. But everything that Andre does, if they paid Andre for producing, Eric get $1 off of it. If they paid Andre for being in the movie, Eric get $1 off of it. If they paid Andre for going out there, bending over, and showing those 2 W's on both of his ass cheeks when he bent over and say, wow, get $1 off of it. So, that's been said, he would get $1 off of every album that he participated with Eminem. 50 cents. Anybody, the beats, the headphones, if Andre got $20 off, if he made $20 off of the headphones, Eric would have got $1 off each one he made money off of. So now you're talking about probably $1 billion. Jimmy Iovine calls Tamika and have a meeting with him. He says Eric wants to get $1 off any money that come in to Andre. Tamika, I'm not finna give you no money. I'm not finna give you no deal. I'm not gonna suck your pussy. But sign this paperwork right here to release this, and you get nothing. But we might do business. We'll do business in the future. So Jimmy Iovine and Tamika fucked all the Eric kids out their money. His mama out the money. His father at the time he was living out the money for nothing. And Jimmy is proud about that. Andre proud about that. Tamika stupid. Stupid ass bitch. Now, Jimmy should be in my cell, and I should be free. That's the biggest robbery of the decade. It makes no sense. None at all. Every time we think we're getting ahead, they take us backwards. Every black person in the industry pretty much hate each other. Pretty much tell on each other. Pretty much talk about each other. Or kill each other. Or destroy each other. Only reason why I'm not destroyed, they already tried to kill me several times. But God had a different plan. They already put me in prison over and over. They make up on rumors on me. They tell lies on me. God have a different plan. I'm still a man. And I can still drag a motherfucker. But I feel my knowledge is more of a threat in my physical ability. I know that, just look at the writing on the wall. Andre is the reason what happened to Eric. I'm the reason that Eric didn't die. I get easy out of one situation. 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦, Jerry Heller, puts him in another situation. Tamika go along with him and put him in a worse situation. Jimmy Iovine, because of Andre, destroys his family. A little easy. Look here, little chubby. How is you mad at somebody who helped your father, but you kiss the people ass who killed your father? You shot straight out of Compton. They let you be in that movie.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
They clowned you. They ran you off the set. And I'm not saying this to belittle you. Your father was a great man. Be a great son. Stand up for what's right. It's not too late for the right family to make that wrong right and do right.
If you don't mind me asking, right, because I know you and Big Jake was real cool, but I want to ask you, the day he got killed, can you give me the backstory behind that?
I don't mind at all.
Don't
By the
mind
way,
at all.
shouts out to Big Jake, you know. You know one of my sons is named after Jake. But, well, at the end of the day, it was like this. Jermaine Dupri was having a birthday party.
Okay.
So we was going to the party. So it was me, Jake, and the main security guy was over the security guys was coming with us. And they was late at the airport. They missed their flight. So me and Jake said, okay, cool. When we get there, we land. Jake was like, man, they've always been bringing his burner and a burner for me. Say, hey, well, missed his flight. So he missed his flight. We go to Atlanta. We hung out the mall a little bit, did some shopping, and we go to the party. We had a good time. I think we pretty much did what we wanted to do and had some fun. When we left the party, anytime I go to Atlanta or anywhere else, we're gonna have a limo, a driver on the clock 24/7 in case we need to go somewhere. So when we left the party, they had an after party at a club. We went to the party at the club. You know, I'm with a bitch dancing, doing what I'm doing, but I still got my eye on Jake. And I'm quite sure he still got his eye on me. That's what you do when you out there. So I could see by Jake's body language, he was having some words with somebody. And I know Jake gonna get down where he mad at, or take it to a place where they can get down and ain't nobody can break it up, you know? So I get over there. It's Jake. There's another dude I know named Wolf. So the bartender supposed to be Wolf's bitch, but she was hollering at Jake, trying to slide her number to him. So they arguing about a bitch, basically some dick and pussy bullshit. So Jake tell him, look, we don't gotta be doing all this. We can take you to that restroom right over there. We can get out. If you win, I'll shake your hand. But you ain't gonna win. When I whoop your ass, you can shake my hand. We don't gotta be doing all this talking. So as they were discussing taking to the restroom to handle their business, shit, my money on Jake. Jake can handle his business. And I don't think Wolf would be scared to go in the restroom with Jake and find out. Somebody else sent a real police officer over there in a real uniform, real gun on his hip. Atlanta cop. He goes straight to Jake. He's about to touch Jake. I said, no, you ain't touching the homie. What's up? He said, well, I got to throw him out. I said, for what? They said they want him out the club. So he ain't going nowhere. If he go, I go. What's up? So they escorting Jake out, so I'm pushing with him. I'm going to go right with him. As we get out there, Jake still want to handle his business. Now he You know, Jake was at a 3 at first. Cause you know, he felt he gonna whoop somebody's ass and that's done with. But since they targeted him and threw him out, now he at a 10. Now he ready to get this fade out the way. Squabble up time. So the guy Jake was getting into it with, and dancing motherfucker, they running down the street. They ain't trying to mix it up. They literally going down the street. The police is on us, telling us, by that time the limo pulling up, that's your car, y'all gotta go. I ain't gonna get to saying names, because certain names ain't good to say. One of those individuals handed another individual a burner. The police see him hand it to him. We see him hand it to him. So the fool they handed the burner to came pulling up and started busting. Bust on Jake. Me and Jake right by each other. He falls. The other fool get on. The police was starting to run behind him at first. What was said and what was done to Puffy, he know and I know what was done. I get in the limo. When the ambulance come, Jake was saying he was straight, but he couldn't feel his legs. We get to the hospital. Somebody from the back boy camp came up there to say everything can be squashed and blah, blah, blah. I don't got to brag about it. I don't got to lie about it. That dude know what happened. I know what happened. He know what I did, and I know what I did to him. After that, police came to get me. To get me for what? I'm under arrest? No, you got to come to the station. I ain't going nowhere. They say you don't have no choice. You got to ride with us. I get in my limo. They take me to the station. When I get to the station, I hear a real Atlanta police who threw Jake out the club telling the detective how this person handed this person the gun, how this person shot Jake, how he started to chase him, then he stopped, but he know what happened. I'm listening to the whole spiel. Detectives say, well, we ain't gonna do nothing about that. In other words, whatever you saying, that don't mean shit. So the police dude get up looking real disappointed. He looked at me with like, shaking his head like he couldn't believe. He told them exactly what happened, and they saying, fuck it, leave it alone. Well, from one detective to a uniformed police. So when they wanted to talk to me, I don't got shit to say. I don't got shit to talk about. If I ain't under arrest, let me go. I'm going back to the hospital. I get back to the hospital. I'm up there, it's me and Jake. The crazy thing about it, me and Jake was talking one day. And he was like, man, if you got paralyzed, what would you do? I said, I don't want to live if I was paralyzed. If I can't be a man to move around and walk and whoop some ass if I need to, or, you know, have sex with 3 or 4 women, shit. If I can't be a whole man, I don't want to be here at all. That's just my opinion. So when they told Jake that he was paralyzed, Jake made a decision that he didn't want to be in this world like that. Jake was a big dude that worked out, was about that life. So I ended up staying out there. We was out there for a while before Jake passed away. Well, another security dude came out there and brung Jake's brother came out there. When Jake's brother went in there and hollered at Jake, he said Jake told him what he told him. His brother said, okay, who did this? What's behind it? What's up? And Jake told him. So from that point, everybody knew what was behind it and what was up. That's it, that's all. Now, we didn't sue them for wrongful death. We didn't sue the security company for failing. We didn't sue no motherfucking body. I sent Jake out the right way, paid for everything. When Christmas came around, I called Jake's mother and sent her a card and $50,000. Jake life meant something, not just to me, to all the homies who love Jake. At the end of the day, we play by the rules. You got a lot of people playing both sides of the fence. But at the same time, if your name's Suge Knight, the authority's never gonna treat you fair. My whole case in this case wasn't treated fair. They had the person who told authorities under oath it was guns and said, I removed the gun from this man right here. This what type of gun it was. That's me in the video, putting it in my waistband, pulling my shirt down. You think someone's justified for that? No, because it's me. One of the things you cannot do is deny a person to go per. My second day in court, I fired both of my attorneys because I didn't want to go from Compton to CCB because of a DA named Larry Longo and the fact that they said I gave this, which I did, his daughter a record deal and all this money. That had a dark cloud on me. The alleged crime happened in Compton. I should be in Compton Courthouse. Since my attorneys weren't agreeing with me, I told the judge, you got to push my court date off to another day and give me time to hire attorneys. He said, you got two right there. I said, I paid for them, they fired. I said, I want to exercise my rights and go per. He said, no. For a person to be able to go per, they're supposed to give you a test. Do you know how to read and write? Have you been to high school? Are you crazy? They didn't do none of the above, but told me no. Remind you, both of these attorneys was fired in front of the media and the cameras. If it was the minute orders, if it was the transcripts, it showed they was fired. It shows me walking out, and it shows the camera saying, me saying in front of the cameras, you can't tell me what attorneys I want to keep. That's why I fired them, because I paid for them, so I fired them. Now I'm supposed to go to the next courtroom. They kidnapped me. I didn't ask for this.
Damn.
I didn't ask for no medical, no nothing. Two deputies in a squad car took me out that building and took me away. When they went to the next courtroom, in front of a judge named Judge Cohen, who they said is the worst judge in CCB, they agreed to move me from Compton to CCB and make the worst judge there, so they say, my all-purpose judge, my bail hearing, my prelim, my trial. The problem with that, one of the lawyers in the audience told the clerk, and they told everybody to the courts that these attorneys been fired. They don't represent Mr. Knight. Judge said, nobody told me, we telling you now. But they still allow them to do that. When you have a felony and it's a murder, the law says you gotta be there and you have the right to have attorneys or attorney be appointed to you. But you can't do it, they can't do it without you. So they had two attorneys that was not my attorneys that made these decisions for me, which was illegal. The second thing in my case, I never had a public tender in my whole journey. I had a paid for attorney. The judge told the attorney in front of me, some of the transcripts. This woman, I feel, have been practicing long enough to represent you. The nice lady, the attorney says, I have a partner who's been practicing for 35 years. He said, I don't care. I'm taking you off the case. I'm putting a guy named Al on your case. He's a public pretender. And Mr. Knight, you cannot fire him. And this man even told me he only visited me twice, total of 10 minutes.
Wow.
And it was on vacation. When it's time for me to go to court, he said in front of the other attorneys and other witnesses, said, you gotta take a deal. I can't take you to trial. I don't know your case. And if I do take you to trial, you're gonna lose. You're gonna get 80 years to life. Even though I'm right by the law and have all the documents and exhibits to prove it, this recently, basically because I'm Suge Knight, they want to deny it. But thank God for the appeal system. And I was sure win and show them I'm right. But the crazy thing about all this, what we don't understand of the racism in the system. You got two guys, the Menendez brothers, they can kill their mother and father for money.
Come on
and
now.
they're still entertaining them, even though they got a life without. And I survived a hit, and I'm in prison. And before that, I got shot 7 times, like maybe 90 days before that. You asked me something last time we had a conversation about this person said they shot me. Then another person said they shot me. These people can do songs, interviews, and guess what? Since it's me, they're going to get it as a reward or a check. If it's anybody else, I wouldn't be here, and they probably had handcuffs on me. So when we talk about Jake's situation, the Tupac situation, the people who's involved in the situation, nothing's never gonna happen. Nor do I wish to see anyone in prison. Prison is one of the worst places you can be for any man, especially a black man. You know, I'm gonna say this. When our people were slaves, the slave masters beat the shit out of them. Whips, belts, they had anything to beat that slave, to teach that slave, you gonna mind me, you gonna fear me, you gonna do when I tell you to do something, when I say do it. The slaves later on, once they were free, beat their kids like the slave masters beat them. So it trickled all the way down. Still today, you got some people beat the shit out their kids. I might be a lion in the streets around my kids. I'm a pussycat. I ain't never whipped none of my kids. And never will. All my grandkids.
Real talk. But I want to go back to the Atlanta incident when, Big Jake got killed. They say that, Diddy bodyguard Wolf, he's the one that killed Big Jake. Do you know anything about that? And do you put the blame on Diddy or no?
It might sound crazy, but I look at life like this. Sometimes it's no coincidence. Sometimes we know the truth. Playing hardball is not a bad thing. Ain't no fun when a rabbit got the gun.
Yeah, that's...
So in other words, when something happened, playing fight life basketball, no harm, no foul. And that should work both ways. That's just my opinion of it. And I don't want to, even though Puffy and I are not friends, but he's not my enemy. He's still a black man. He's still a man that have kids, maybe even grandkids, who knows. His mother's still living. And I say that because he deserved a fair chance in court. If I get to telling truthful things and factual things, it's a big possibility he will lose in court. And when it's all said and done, I don't want to end up like that. Because if Puffy got to go down, what about the executives and the white executives who participated also? And it's just not fair. I believe in fairness. So I choose not to comment on that situation. Because I want him to have a fair chance to prove his innocence. If I was that type of person, he'd have been in prison with no way out. If I was that type of person, the line den out here in these prisons, I'm one of the lions in this line den. It wouldn't end up well. But being a godly man, you gotta also be a forgiving man. If God can forgive, who is Suge Knight to say that I don't have to because I'm bigger than God? And I'm definitely not.
How you feel about the people that say you was using Tupac as a shield when the BMW was getting shot at?
First of all, even though it was one of my undercover cars, I don't ride in cheap shit or little shit. I'm a grown ass man. You must got me mixed up with the little people, the 5-footers. So therefore, it was a big 750, you know. And if you look at the bullets and you look at everything how it happened, and you look at the fact that where I got shot at, I grabbed Tupac and put him down and laid on top of him. That's how I got shot in the head. And for those that say, hey, I got grays or whatever else. That's all you gotta do. I'm a betting man. I should live in Loserville. I went to UNLV. Loserville is Vegas. I went to UNLV. I bet all day. Put that money. I can show my x-rays. You'll see a bullet an inch into my skull. You'll see that the doctor's report said if they would have removed it, and if they couldn't remove it, because if it went another inch, I'd have been in the vegetable or I'd have been dead. So that makes no sense. And how can I use a little man to shield a big ass man? When it comes to people who just want to talk, or you got that much hatred in your heart, or you the type of man that have a lot to say when I'm not around. But when you see me, you have nothing to say. It's all right for me. I can't tell you to be a man, but I can call you and say, right now, y'all acting like a whole, seem like y'all got a lot of bitch in you. Just talking and shaking and talking. Too much bitch in it for me. But let's go with the facts. And you do your research and you say your due diligence, and you'll know that I'm right. Just like I don't want to keep bringing up old little Ray J. I'm going to show you guys something. Ray J gets on this channel and they put this document out there saying that he had my life rights. Even though I talked about it, but I'm going to show you do not have my life rights. It ain't over, Ray J.
Mm.
You stepped in some shit. Quicksand, we gonna make you sink. I holler. So that's just facts of the truth, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Respectfully, if you can you go into detail about, Tupac reaction when the car was getting shot up?
You know, respectfully is this. I don't hide for nothing. But I do have respect for a person project. And it's a man and wife got all those answers so on point, so real. It's unreal to hear it, even for me. It takes me right back in that car where I knew who was shooting. I know how many people were shooting, who participated in doing what, who was being Judas or Judas, and respect for that man and his wife. They asked me a few things and I told them. And they have a project coming out. And I don't got to promote that project. The reason why they project is going to promote itself, and it's so deep, because all I'm going to say is this. You got a lot of people can talk and speculate and say things that wasn't even a mile, 5 miles in that area.
Mm.
It's only 2 people was in that car. Only person can say what we played and listened to or what really happened is either Pac or myself. So that's my little brother, and I love him every day. And he not to tell his truth, so it's on me to tell it for him. And the people who got that project coming out, you just gotta wait and check it out. I ain't trying to step on their toes, but that's just facts.
So let me ask you this, right? The shooter, the person who shot Tupac, did you get to see their face? And was this a person that worked for Death Row?
You there? What I would say is this. I'm not calling a certain person Judas, where his names could go with those people are Judas. I know it's more than one person involved in the assassination. And respectfully, I would say that I gave the husband, I gave the wife, and by the way, they're black people. I stand on my blackness because I am black. So out of respect to them and their project, you the homie, which you gonna have to wait to see what really happened when they put it out. That's all I can say about that part. But there's no secrets.
If I'm not mistaken, Big Frank, he was doing security for Pac, right? The night he was shot?
Well, this is the thing, which I said before. I had a couple other guys that both have been security for Tupac. I have drivers. I never really had security, but I had definitely 2 guys with 2 ringside seats to be doing security for Pac. They sent Frank. Pac didn't like Frank. Him and Frank wasn't cool, and I didn't like Frank as the security for Pac. On the simple fact that Frank was more want to be Pac friend, more the groupie type. If somebody want to take a picture with Pac, Frank can step up and want to be in the picture. You can't be in the picture and watch his back. So when Frank showed up to go to the fight, that was surprising to me. But after this situation happened, after I got Tupac and everyone else from the hotel, we went to another hotel when everybody was hanging out at. And we immediately got out because we didn't take no cabs over there. We drove over there. We went to the next hotel. We see the other dudes hanging out. I ain't getting the details, but we let it be known. Shit. If it's a problem, we're going to deal with it right now. Nobody says no problem. So we went back to my house, as we usually do, and we changed and, you know, we wear certain clothes to the fight. Then we go to my house. Shit, Pac had a room at the house. Pac had clothes at the house. We changed into our club shit. So when we went to go to the fight, before we went to go to the fight, it was known. It was told. And I laughed at Pac. I said, hey, you done beat up a real gang member. And we started laughing. I said, you really in it? So I told everybody and told the security to send 5 more guys. I don't give a fuck if it's 7 more guys. Have them be on point for Pac. Fuck the club. The club ain't the situation. Pac is the golden child. So I don't know what happened. I just know this. Surprisingly, nobody had firearms, which is stupid. But I didn't know that until later. And we asked all these questions. This is like people want to, so who telling the truth, who lying about what happened with Snoop or anybody else? Only thing I know is the truth, because I was there. And if somebody want to question what their truth is, they should talk about themselves. They don't got to talk about me. Just talk about what you want to talk about. But at the end of the day, if Snoop's going around saying he went to the hospital and had a conversation with Pac, that is a flat-out lie. The reason why that was a flat-out lie, Pac had already passed away before Snoop left my house. Snoop came to my house, and he didn't volunteer to come out there. I called and told him, get your ass out here right now. He came to my house first. Tupac's mother was at my house. We walked back by the behind the 2 pool houses, guest houses, and we had the conversation that I said last time. Snoop didn't throw up in no hospital. Snoop threw up in my backyard by the guest house, the pool house. Pissed me the fuck off. The thing he said about he was gonna name, if it's a boy, after Tupac, he said that in front of me and Tupac's mother at my house. For anything outside of that, who knows what he did when he left my house? But if he went to go visit Tupac, Pac was already gone. And he didn't have no conversation with Tupac. And if he would have had I don't believe he went there, because every person went to go visit Pac. It's pictures. It's footage. No matter who went. I had never seen any pictures or footage. But what I would say 1,000%, he did not talk to Pac. He didn't have a conversation with Pac. He had already passed away. What I would say, 1,000%, Snoop and Tupac was not on great terms. What I would say, if you did all these things and you care about the homie Pac that much, like I said before, when he got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, why you or no one else came? When you put out an album, or when we put out 2 unreleased Tupac albums and Machiavelli, why you don't have a verse on none of those songs? Because that's a big deal if you love the man like you say you do. You've been treating that man like an outsider. Make me a believer. I wish it's not true that your hands weren't involved with the assassination of Tupac. And you know and I know you're not going to go to prison or jail. You would never go. All you guys got a report with the authorities. Now, you with the rat. So it's not like we talking and saying we throwing you on the bus. You're not even nowhere near under the bus. But once again, explain to us these things. Don't ask a question and get on your stuff and be like, hey, somebody jealous, that make no sense at all. Or somebody mad, that make no sense at all. You know I'm not going to say nothing negative about you, but I'm going to tell the truth. You know whatever I say once, I can say twice in your face in any room, me alone. And I just don't like the fact that I build something special that nobody ever did. I feel they destroying the brand. I know they destroying the brand. You've been jumping up and down for 3 or 4 years. Nothing you did was successful over there. I know that you put out the Dog Pound album. It was a flop. I know that Andre said that was his best work. Y'all put out an album. Didn't do so well. I know that you signed Rage, Danny Boy, Corrupt, Daz would have changed financially in their life. Man, give Corrupt $3 or $4 million. Give these guys some money. Because at this point, they're in the same position they always been. A bad situation. And that falls on you. I know that you never paid the money back that I had to settle for your civil lawsuit. You ever gave none of that back. But you don't see me mad. You don't see me tripping. I just want you weirdos to give Tupac some respect and don't lie on the man's name. That's it. That's all.
How you feel about the people that say you wasn't paying Pac and you wasn't giving him the money he was owed?
For as Tupac not getting paid, if Tupac was definitely to come from me, because anything I ever bought Pac or gave Pac, I gave it to him. Most people don't know this. I just tell Tupac all the time, Pac, put your money in your pocket, I got it. And no, let me get it. You always pay. I said, no, look, man, you get money off of being Tupac and rapping or doing a show. I get paid off of everything, each and everything. I'm the owner. This is my company. So therefore, I got it. And the other thing is that a lot of people put a lot of poison in a family's head after Tupac passed on. And I'm going to start to this and to the end. And reason how you knew it was a lot of weird stuff going on, because I never found out about this until later in the game. Basically, this time in prison, on this journey. Every person who came to visit me wore wires. Jimmy Iovine used to come visit me, but he was wearing a wire.
Damn.
And so one day, Jimmy Iovine came in. I was like, he's here. What's taking so long? So one of the guys who brought Jimmy Iovine, they said, oh, I think they want to check someone. No, they don't. They're not going to think a 5'2" Italian white man look like one of those characters playing Scooby-Doo with real short. doing something illegal. They know who he is. Come to find out, they wired him up.
Damn.
And he was asking me questions that was illegal shit. But it's not like I'm that smart of illegal shit or crook. None of it was true. So it was nothing that could get me in trouble. And the deal I had with Tupac, like I said before, when I went to go visit Tupac, it was to help him because he needed me to see him. Then it went from that to get him out of prison. Then it went from there that I'm going to do an album on him. Then it went from the fact that Interscope never wanted Tupac. They were trying to get rid of Tupac before he went to prison. They wanted to cut ties against him. But at the same time, he was still technically dialed in to Interscope. Interscope would definitely have to make sure if Tupac supposed to got some money and I refused to pay him, Interscope would have stepped up and had to pay him, or he could have got out the contract between both of us. But like I said before, on the Interscope contract, if Pac sold a million records, Pac already would have got $300,000. With me, he would have got $1 million, and I changed that. Instead, if he sold 1 million records, he'd get $2 million. So there was no room from stealing from him. But at the same time, I'm not saying something didn't go wrong, because you got to remember one thing. 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗞𝗦 is one of the biggest entertainers, accountants at the time in the music industry. Jimmy Iovine introduced those idiots to me.
Idiots.
Those dudes were stealing millions of dollars from me. So if they didn't pay Tupac, they were stealing from me and not paying my own shit. They was doing stuff like giving somebody $100,000 a month who didn't work for me. Giving this person altogether, it might have been $50,000 who didn't work for me. But paying these people personal things who didn't work for me. So
wow,
when I caught them, my situation was like this with my accountants. You only can sign a check that's just $5,000. Anything over $5,000, I have to sign it. And you can't sign no payroll checks because I want to make sure it's my people working or not. But they was cutting checks for $500,000, $1 million, $2 million. Payroll checks are people for $100,000, a month, $50,000 a month. So I'm not saying everything was always smooth, but it never was on my end. And if it's everything the Pac ever needed, I paid him. And if it's something he didn't get, you'd have got it through his same contract with Interscope, but it'd been way less. The crazy thing about all this, nobody never paid no artist. Snoop, Pac, nobody. Nobody never paid studio time. Every artist supposed to pay for their own studio time out their budget. That studio, both rooms, ran 24 hours a day. So you got engineers, if they was getting $250 or $500 an hour, and there's 3 of them or 4 of them, you do the math. You got runners getting paid. I'm paying them. You got security around the clock getting $350 an hour. Sometimes it's 4 securities. Who paid that? It's supposed to come out their budget. All the unreleased songs, all the songs, Interscope never paid for it. The artist never paid for it. Even they supposed to. Only person paid that bill was Suge Knight. Nobody never paid the security bill. When Snoop had to go to court, it was my money that paid for the suits. It was my money that paid for the hotel for he won't be late. When Pac had to do something, it was my money that paid for everything. Even their security, which I don't supposed to pay for that. but I did. So only time somebody tried to get work when they tried to work me. When Pac died, Pac's mother put people over the state that Pac hated, and they wasn't black. All the world thinks that Tupac is black power. All the world thinks that Tupac's mother stand on her blackness. The person who's over Tupac's estate is a blonde-haired white boy, with probably gray hair now, and a white girl.
Probably gray hair.
Tupac didn't fuck with. He didn't come see him, didn't get him out of prison, but they make more money on Tupac than anyone. So when it came down to people stealing reels and they come take all the Tupac stuff, I'm in prison. When they panic, lawyers panic and want to settle because they were stealing. The other people who had employees on Tupac, they panicked because they was billing hours that wasn't true. So everybody was stealing except for Suge Knight. And on top of that, they sent a lawyer to try to get me to move on with a deal and settle something. One, I'm in prison. Two, the lawyer Tupac fired definitely had his hand in the cookie jar. The accountant definitely had his hand in the cookie jar. The people who worked for Tupac that I was not paying was stealing for Tupac. Only person never stole from Tupac is me. Only person ever lost money on a Tupac deal is me. Only person ever got blamed for doing something wrong is me. But the reality of it, these people stole masters because they asked somebody, while I'm in prison, deliver these masters that I own, even depot masters that I own, to Interscope. David Cohen's a good guy. David Cohen never lied to me. David Cohen said Tupac's mother came up there with guys and drew guns on them and stole masters, which is illegal. So the only person to stand on Tupac truth and still ride for Tupac is me.
Facts.
The people who's doing stuff with the state, they cool with Snoop. The other people who of all these other things, it's with the people who do not care for Tupac and hate Tupac. Tupac passed away. Nobody did a tribute song for Tupac, but thank God they did one for Biggie. Nobody gave a memorial for Tupac, a celebration of the life of Tupac, because come to find out, the individuals who should have been doing tribute to Tupac, 1,000% had their hands involved of the exit of Tupac's life. So you can blame me, but the facts shows different. I gave him an incredible deal and got him out of prison. You can say whatever you want to say. I would never let somebody be on a show where I'm at and talk bad about Tupac. You got all these people got these podcasters. You can tell they don't care about Tupac because you let a person come on your show and talk negative about Tupac. Say he's been raped, which is not true. Say he was whatever, soft, which is not true. Anything negative you can say about Tupac, these people bring these people on their show and let these individuals talk bad about him. They let people talk bad about Tupac who never met the man in his life. They can tell you if Pac breath stink or he allowed them to suck his dick. Because if they was around him, one thing for certain, one thing for sure, the way they reckless talking about Pac, either Pac would have been whipping their motherfucking ass or they'd have been trying to satisfy him with sexual favors or something. And Pac is not gay. But how many of these platforms or these people say they really know the man allow this type of stuff to happen? I'm never going to say nothing bad about Pac. I love Tupac. And it's sad that the people should understand Pac gave his soul to make music for you guys. Pac lost his life by doing the best music for you guys. And it's still popular today. So when you start hearing all these people on these platforms, allowing these people who never met him or never been to their birthday party or never had a real conversation with Tupac, cancel their shit. Stop supporting their shit. If you got real love for Tupac, do not fuck with them. And the last thing I'm going to say is this. When it comes to Tupac, this is a man that did it all. He was willing to sacrifice by saying things and talk about things that no one else would do. Tupac is the one who came with the saying, gin and juice. I know people want to argue this and argue that, but I'm telling you, I know people want to say, I'm not giving the facts and the truth. But the crazy thing about this, if a person went in that car, they have no comments. If you went in that room, you don't have no comments. Now, you can speculate and guess anything, you idiot, but you wasn't there. So I always would say, and stand on the truth, to always have Tupac's back, no matter what. Don't tell my story. Tell your story. I'm not going to argue with a person that worked for me or used to work for me. Me and you are not on that level of you giving me advice or we hanging out. I pay you to stay in check because you work for me. I'm not going to argue with a person who got paid to rap. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. I know when that motherfucking bell rings and you supposed to have your ass behind that microphone being somebody you really not and rapping, that's what you're going to do.
Facts.
I know that if you were Dash and say you took a check and took something from somebody, we all know, we seen your record, Dash. You never, ever had a fight. You never, ever been in trouble. But it is a copy of a letter you wrote to the warden, trying to keep me in prison. I don't want that smoke with you because you don't fight fair. But if you say you took a $2 million check or anybody from death row, I'm quite sure you can get a copy of the check. Anybody else have any checks? When I was in prison last time, those were fake checks, fake signatures. I feel good about giving back any way I can. I feel great about if somebody can learn from my mistakes or my success. I'm doing something for the culture. As you know, I don't feel the shit that I think we used to call Snoop Dogg a C. diff. It's a disease. And even though I would love to be able to say and feel that the allegations that everybody been saying, what he had to do with Pac and with the recordings I heard myself, he had to do with Pac. I wish that wasn't true. And I'm going to say this. I respect all our people. And I'm going to do my best to do better.
When you look at Big Murder, do you believe he came to LA too soon after Tupac got killed?
I don't know the temperature, but I can give my opinion. And the reason why I say I don't know the temperature, because I was already in the county jail. But from what I hear from different people talking, you know, people talk in prison, people talk on the streets, people run their mouth.
That's
And
facts.
if it's true, I can't say if it was too soon for him to come to LA or they came to LA because they wanted to. I was told that he wasn't ready to come to LA. I was told that Puffy pretty much made him come to LA. And that puzzles me because the rumor has it that all the different involvement of all the different rival shit was involved in it. And I'm not saying that's to be true, because I never personally thought that Biggie was involved when we got shot and when Pac lost his life. I know Lil C's, it wasn't Lil C's, it was a motherfucker that said they was Lil C's. And I can't see through the phone, so I don't know if he was the little short dude or a tall dude acting like Lil C's. But he called Death Row. And put him on, I told him to send the call through, and I talked to him. And he told me that Biggie didn't have any involvement with the Vegas shit. I took that as face value. So I had a lot of respect for Biggie to have Lil C's call there. Like I said, I'm not saying that was him and not him, but it sounded like him to me, but who am I? I ain't never talked to that little dude, really. But at the same time, I don't believe in speculating. I don't believe in guessing. I just know factual stuff. I know that when I take Tupac to New York, shit, I'm with him 24/7, and we move around like we both move around. I know if they thought it was an East Coast, West Coast feud or rivalry, whatever, if I was the CEO, a bad boy, and if I was Puffy, I would be kicking myself in the ass every day, because on my watch, I love Tupac. Tupac meant the world to me. Tupac made Death Row to the next level. I started Death Row Records. When Tupac came and got on Death Row, and we did All Eyes on Me, we turned the name to Untouchable Death Row. And I be damned, there's something going on. I'm not going to be there to do my best to protect my artist, or my little brother, or my loved one. So when it happened at the MGM, normally Pac will be driving himself, and he got people in the car with him. But since something happened, it's on my watch to do my best to protect him. That's how Tupac ended up in the car with me. That's how I got shot also. I'm never gonna let my little brother, my artist, not be next to me. Because if they're in another car, I can't really do nothing to help them. I know I check the boxes straight. I know that I made the call to put extra security on Tupac. I know I gave the order and paid for every person that's doing security, retired police officer, off-duty police officer, to have a firearm to make sure they're there to protect Tupac. I know I made the call and had a conversation. If you're doing security, if you're retired police, or if you're still a cop, you're gonna have your firearm on you. And if you didn't even have a principal or what you was doing security for, you're gonna have your firearm on you to protect yourself first. Now, if you doing security for Tupac, the best artist in the business ever, the most controversial, the most loudest nigga, the more aggressive nigga, and you're not gonna have your gun on you? I say that, and I look at that, and I say, wow. Then I look at the situation. Like I said, I was in jail, but the situation, how they say it went down with Biggie, I feel bad for Puffy. He in that motherfucker cell, cold, hungry as a motherfucker, bored, probably nervous. But at the same time, unless he was totally against Biggie, I feel his pain. And I'm not saying he against Biggie, but I think that according to the conversations and what people say and what people tell me, I was not there. I couldn't see what happened, but for the fact that I feel bad for Puffy because this your man right there. How is he shot and you not shot? This your man right there. He should be, I can't say I wasn't there, but if he wasn't in that car with Biggie, he should have been in that car with Biggie.
Wow, I think that's the end of it, man. My screen went out. I got to change some stuff over, man. But God damn, that was deep, man. When Suge talk, man, it's deep. Man, rest in peace to Tupac and Biggie. I can't believe this drama rocks the street like that, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Shout out to all my enders, meaning you made it to the end of this. You meaning that you made it to the end of this video. Wow, man. I went on a journey. All the stuff he was talking about, Eazy-E. Y'all let me know if y'all enders, man. Peace out. I know y'all can't see me. It's kind of dark. I got another light coming, man. It'll be here Wednesday. But I wanted to test out this side of the room again. This is going to be my traveling little setup. Hey, God dang, Suge. Man, he was there, man. One thing I can say, he was a big dude, man. And you're a smart person if you feared him. You're a smart person to feel that big dude. That dude is big. And he played football too. Listen how he talk, young. You got it, cuz. You got it, cuz. I ain't even trying to play that type of life. Look here. I'm going to get on up out of here. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out. Don't forget to check out our Patreon. Peace.